DRS Alexandros, and that is Alexander the Great Macedonian general who conquered so much of the known world in the late 4th century BC, including Egypt. And you'll see these cartouches all over the Luxor Hotel, this very strange mix of Egyptian from the very end of Egyptian history, and also Thutmosis and Ramesses from the 18th and 19th dynasties.
So this one is huge and nice and has the goddess of something on the ceiling, and they have a mirror here so you can see the reflection of the top of it.
Here at Luxor, 300 miles south of Cairo, lived and ruled the mighty pharaohs whose tombs are wonders of the world. A 4,000-year-old mummy is found still in its tattered linen wrappings.
It's just the beginning. Join me as we go and see it all in the Bannock Small Group 2.
The mummy of this king actually wasn't in here. It was a trick. Everybody thought it was in here, but it was actually in this secret room in the back, so that nobody would steal his mummy.
Alabaster treasures are giant perfume vases in perfect condition after 33 centuries.
Now this is a very interesting piece of footage. It's an older bit about Luxor in the 40s, and they give some of the game away here nicely. Other than they're excavating it, they're always excavating, but here's the fabricating factory where they're building things up, and that's what in the video it says the schools are the same as they ever were. But ever were was back, you know, when this place was founded, maybe by Ottoman type Mamelukes, as they call them, and then taken over by French and then English, and nothing that is left of anything older than that. Everything's been fabricated in that maybe 500-year period, and mostly down to the last 200 years when it comes to Egypt, as the bigger fundage came in.
In Egypt, since Tutankhamun's day, clay has been cut, fashioned, and baked into brick, and bricks and stones laid one upon another in the same
manner. Look at this. See, they're building the next thing. Somebody's going to say this is 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 years old. And if you listen to Graham Hancock, he'll tell you it's 10 maybe, or something like that.
Manner for centuries. Time flows slowly in the land of the pyramids.
Time flows slowly, all right. Time has been corrupted in the land of the pyramids. 16 for the 7, 7, and another 7.
Settle down in your seat. Find yourself looking out at towering monuments to lost civilizations built at least 300 years before the birth of Christ. Egypt is indeed a land of surprises.
We are officially in the Valley of the Kings, which is basically this massive rock area.
And another thing that shows a bit of fraud in things is when you get these Mariah College law students straight out of San Francisco or New York tour guides doing these little travelogue videos on YouTube. And this one is a real classic here with these depictions, and look at this nicely painted stuff, very fresh looking and very modern indeed. Certainly looking nothing like it's going to be 3,000 years old, but that's what they're telling you. And this guy they run across says it's all original.
Did they paint it over this?
Yeah.
Extra paint?
Yeah.
He says yeah, but then look.
Yeah.
Original?
Original paint?
Original.
The paint?
All original.
All original.
Really?
Yeah.
Nobody's...
No. Yes, no. What is it? This is original. music should tell you. So, as you see, there's so many attachments to this whole thing too. People should realise that. And just, there's been a quarry here. They had the equipment to cut stone. They said, look, let's cut a few little caves into the thing, probably for storage in their day, for the military, for its explosive or whatever, their munitions. And at the end they said, let's paint all this on it, and now let's even make a few more tunnels and paint a few more, because we just discovered them just the other week. And before you know it, you have a whole complex like Luxor has become, from the 1940s version to probably now. I'm sure it's ever expanding theme park.
It will require another 100 years to completely restore these great temples and tombs, for the entire Valley of the Kings was destroyed by an earthquake in 27 BC. But the Egyptian government, which has been doing the job for earthquake in 27 BC, earthquake in 27 BC, earthquake in 27 BC. But
now you remember the CAD was 525. That's the 12, the 777. The whole story of Egypt is full of the 7 code. You see, and he's about to drop the 21 here in the next part of the video.
The Egyptian government, which has been doing the job for 15 years now.
15 years, and have a look at this rubbish. This is not 2,000 years old.
Is attempting to restore every stone in the 600 acres of...
And then the 6, 15 plus 6, of course, 21.
Precious granite to its original position. Truly a jigsaw puzzle that staggers the imagination. The answer to how these engineering marvels were accomplished, how the...
Oh, these engineering marvels, and they show the arch, of course, and the 2 pillars. And, yeah, we know how they're accomplished as a side freak show for people to make a lot of money, and a whole lot of movies, and it's books, magazines. I mean, Egypt is big business.
In the famed Valley of the Kings, where 60 Egyptian pharaohs were buried midst a splendor the world has never equaled, archaeologists complete 3 years of painstaking excavation.
And here is the mummy coming out of the hole in the wall. This is the best one I've seen yet.
Upper Egypt, 700 years before Christ. The mummy of a priest buried 700 years before Christ. Governor of Upper Egypt, 700 years before Christ. Upper Egypt, 700 years before Christ. The mummy of a priest buried at the time of Mentemhet's death to help him in the future world.
Now, do we need to see anything? Like, all these people are going to talk about mud flood and all this stuff, but they won't even look at this. This will be 10,000 years old now. You've got to be kidding.
Mentemhet's death to help him in the future world is still intact after 27 centuries.
Oh, 27 now. Didn't we hear that number there before? After the 7 for the 700 years as well. But people will disregard the little codings, of course, that go in all these stories, and the little hand gestures here. This is a little Yoni style idea. This is the presentation that's given to us, but people will not acknowledge that. Look, look. How can they say about anything else? Who cares about all this other stuff they're ranting about? Look how bad this is. Look how shocking this is. This is the best yet I've ever seen.
Still intact after 27 centuries. Modern science has never discovered the secret of mummification practiced by the ancient Egyptians.
What are they going to do about this? Now, come on, all you people. Somebody was trying to tell me to watch Wise Up. Wise Up has got a few things he covers that seem to be okay, and then he goes off in a tangent, just like they all do, and they're all connected to this little gang that we've seen, Lopez, Levy, and Ledkey, a lot of L going on. Well, here you go, look at this here. And what's anyone going to say about this? Talk about mind weapon and a half. That's what's going on here in the whole story of Luxor. The whole of history, yeah, sure, there's just heaps that's wrong, but you guys are trying to say you know what's going on. You do not know what's going on. In fact, you're pushing a fake narrative. Look at this here. This guy's giving him the last rites. They pulled up this, vital specimen after all this time, and they've just dumped it on the ground and taking little photos and videos of it. You've got to be kidding now. Oh, walk away.
Temple of Mentemhet.
That's it. We found him. We're leaving him there. Oh, and look at all this construction. Seriously. Yeah, people want to believe it. And see the symbolism even in these little things again. Two-tower idea that they'll walk through.
Covered in almost perfect condition, reflects the pomp and pageantry of ancient Egypt, come to light after centuries of darkness.
Oh, look at the work site it is. Yeah, an old quarry. They had a few rocks and I said, I know what we should build here, some sort of temple and say it's real old. Of course, it was directed from people at the top. But a lot of people have participated in this at some stage. They're never going to tell us, of course. It's all lost to history. And what they were told, I'm not sure, but I guess there were a lot of Egyptians that probably helped. It's all been a big buck. That is for certain. And I mean, this just looks so Hollywood, doesn't it now? Straight up. And you saw what the 2,700-year-old sarcophagus looked like was made of plywood. Yeah, here it is, wrapped up in paper bark. They unwrap it and they carry it down, throw it on the ground and walk away. They're telling you in that. I'm telling you, they don't have to worry too much. The filming's over now. This guy with his little creepy yoni going on here as well. And the hat off, you got to love this Woodrow Wilson look. I'm starting to wonder if the pyramids weren't built in the 1920s, because this is the World War I footage, so they say, and it's the oldest footage I've seen. If anyone's got any older footage they can send me, I'll have a look at it, but this is 1914, and gee, it looks as fake as hell. It's possible they just, this is fake, but they were in existence maybe at that stage, and they just wanted to make this footage, and it was made in some sort of big studio. This just looked like a billabong, not the Nile. You can see something really bad about that footage. Here's the earlier one, brewing the tea. The dust storm, look. That looks very studio, indeed. So, there's no real early film footage that I can find of the pyramids. Certainly a very mysterious thing indeed when it comes to the painting of them and the photos of them from earlier times. They're all very strange looking. Looks like it's supposed to be a sphinx. And if the mummy wasn't good enough, this should really seal the deal here, I say. Here's this guy with a little broom sweeping the last of what they say was 150 feet of sand and rock. I'm sorry guys, no mud, just sand and rock.
Under 150 feet of sand and rock, they discovered the ancient tomb of Mentemhet, Prince of Thebes. Rock. They discovered the ancient tomb. 150 feet of sand and rock. They discovered the ancient tomb of Mentemhet, Prince of Thebes.
And then they threw him on the ground and walked away. So they did with Mentemhet, whatever his name was. Here they go walking through the little fake pillars here. Yeah, what a sideshow alley. And that said Mariah College stuff that I showed you too, the modern travel log. By a successful tuber. Well, of course, that's just going to be aiding and abetting the whole mind program. And you notice she mentioned the mirror. Number 43. Guide signs here. Tuthmosis.
The West Bank still has many active archaeological digs. Our sightseeing starts with a photo stop at the massive Colossi of Memnon before
Well, there you go, just on the way it happens to be sitting here.
we move on to the Temple of Queen Hatshepsut.
And power, and I want you to come and see the beautiful temple and enjoy the wonderful setting.
Egypt, come to light after centuries of darkness.